boss. I want to be sure that it's with us. Thank you very much for the opportunity to.
Good morning.
Thank you, boss. Thank you very much for the opportunity given me to chair this occasion. I know that there are more qualified people to sit here. But since you have chosen me, I trust that you are going to cooperate with me so that we will have a very successful program. I consider the theme for the program very relevant. It's a wake-up call from COVID-19 that we should do things differently and that we should not expect to go back to where we were. We just have to adapt and do things differently going forward. Everything. So I can see governance is there, science is there, innovation is there. And above all, development. So whatever we have been doing with the hope of developing, we should be mindful of the fact that if we don't adapt to the new normal situation that we have, we're never going to get there. There's no day that you will go back to where you were again. And it is an eye-opener. Technology, ICT, we know we have been using it, but we have not been doing the best that we should. Today is the proven that we need to have our meetings. Even this one, I don't know whether we have made provision for people to join via Zoom, like this is doing. I mean, is there a wider participation by Zoom? Yeah. People are attending from Accra and okay. That's good. So I'm sure we are on track, and I know that everything is going to go well if we have committed the program to the house. Thank you for coming to see our beautiful city campus. I'm sure you will enjoy it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sowley, for accepting to chair this occasion. No majority of us here will be wondering the personalities that we have on our high team. So I just want to briefly introduce them. The personality to see that this is the person of Professor Sekyere. He is the director of the Institute of Distance Education. Distance and continuing education. Next to him is Professor Elliot, who is also the Dean of Agriculture and Cultural Resources. And I will jump one step, since you already know who the chairperson is, and introduce my co-director, the director of the Institute for Interdisciplinary Research and Consultancy Services. Man hosting all of us Sekyere. This is the person of Dr. Abdulai. So I guess now we are not strangers to each other anymore. I wish to also bring to the attention of participants that we have the father of the university joining us virtual. So he's actually online via Zoom with us now. So let's put our hands together. We wish also to acknowledge the presence of one of our best directors ever at IIRaCS. He with us from a really very small institution to what we have today, and we cannot afford to acknowledge his contribution. And this is the person of Professor Sekyere Alhassan. Thank you very much. Now we move to the next issue on our agenda, which is the welcome address of the Vice Chancellor. I think this is going to be taken by Professor Sekyere. So, ladies and gentlemen.
You can see me, so. Good morning. Gentlemen, I can't see anything there, but there are some there. Good morning, gentlemen and ladies.
Good morning.
Mr. Chairman, esteemed deans and directors, heads of departments, lecturers, conference participants, students in the assembly, distinguished invited guests, our friends from the media. I can see GTV there, any other media house present. I'm honored and very happy to welcome you to the city campus of UDS and to the 2020 Annual Interfaculty Lectures. It is formerly known as, we used to call these lectures Interfaculty Lecture Series, and now it's an Annual Interdisciplinary Conference. It's one of the two important events organized by IIRaCS, the other one being the Hamatan School, which was in February before we went into COVID. Mr. Chairman, esteemed ladies and gentlemen, universities, as we all know, play several roles to justify the huge investment the government making them. They equip the world's future leaders with the needed knowledge and skill, ready to provide labor for both private and public economy. They also look for and create new money and therefore any business and leaders ideas. We are today having this meeting basically in my office and addressing you through knowledge. Zoom, something that wasn't existing before. In all the activities we undertake, the main purpose is to ensure the continuous growth and development of the people in the community and ultimately the nations or our nation Ghana. It is often said that when you are good to your neighbor, you are better to yourself. In other words, the giver is twice blessed. So, as we continue to develop our communities and our nation, we are also invariably ensuring our growth as a university. This find expressions in the vision of the University of Development Studies, promoting equitable and socio-economic transformation of communities through practically oriented, solving, gender-sensitive, and interactive research, teaching, learning, outreach activity. Of course, the main 3 points here are research, which is central and makes others more effective. Through research, we become better teachers and program solvers, providing solutions to challenges of our development. Mr. Chair, the importance of research in our universities, that makes the annual interfaculty lecture very important for us here in UDS. I therefore commend IIRaCS. In fact, I have to confess that I wasn't sure that they were going to have this conference this year because of the unusual condition in which we are. I thought they have put it under the carpet. I was telling the director yesterday that I was shocked to see there have been ambushed. I never knew this today. I traveled by yesterday only to see this right now. So I commend them for maintaining the momentum despite the conditions in which we find ourselves. It further showcases the activities and how the outcomes of IIRaCS is currently comparing these reports to show to the outside world that we UDS are also contributing to the development of this country and to make our stakeholders aware of what we have. I encourage all the department, faculty, schools to support the institute in this era, especially the compilation of a new hard copy of whatever we have been doing. So that those who are not able to join in these conferences can take hard copy and read. You know that we also have a research institute in UDS. Another area that IIRA has impacted the communities and the nation at large, or UDS in Bima, is our practical training program, our popular Teye training program. The impact of this program on our communities and our product are visible and evident to everyone, and we need to have the proper documentation. Currently, IIRA is undertaking an assessment of the impact and the result of which will help us improve on our community engagement and outreach activities. I urge the director and staff of IIRaCS to continue to explore ways of improving upon their activities and their contribution to the achievement of the university's mission. This conference, the theme is Good Governance, Science, and Innovation for Sustainable Development under COVID-19. The theme, Mr. Chairman, I commend the organizers for choosing such a broad theme, considering our diverse interests and expertise, all of which are important to our nation, our national discourse and development. Issues of good governance are more important than ever in this our election year. Knowing the challenges we have of our political campaigns, we saw some during the registration election. We expect to see, we hope it doesn't happen in the actual election in December. I believe that our interaction with members of our communities, various political parties, civil society organizations, various religious and traditional leaders in our research activities can help us to come out with suggestions that will contribute to peaceful elections and result that we acceptable to all. So, Chairman, ladies and gentlemen, we find ourselves in the midst of this pandemic that has so far defied all available scientific knowledge, for which advancing is yet to be found or and even a cure for the disease itself. There is, so this is the time that researchers, scientists of all categories, social scientists, medical scientists, and what have you, have the opportunity to use their expertise and effort to come to the rescue of the human race, and by coming out with a cure for this pandemic, which has changed our way of life, living, and even interacting. I can see you sitting there with romance growth. Ladies and gentlemen, in the advent of COVID-19, we are called upon to adopt a new way of doing things to ensure our survival. And that's how I commend IIRaCS for continuing to survive under COVID-19. Covering of our mouth and nose, as well as the use of hand sanitizers, washing of hands, and other hygienic practices have become the new normal. We have learned that it is possible to work from home and from offices virtually using technology as I'm doing now. Yes, we have to be innovative to make life a little bit in the midst of COVID-19. In this respect, I am happy to say that UDS is making effort at contributing to solutions to problems brought about by this pandemic. In July this year, IIRaCS, in collaboration with the University of Leicester, launched the Ghana National Epidemic Control Network, HECON, and started a project aimed at using integrated GIS, remote sensing, and sociological techniques for mapping and designing COVID-19 early social prevention interventions for rural and deprived communities in Ghana. We all acknowledge the contributions that science and technology have separately and jointly made in the advancement of humanity and to the many efforts or comfort we take for granted today. Through science and innovation, the human race has eradicated many diseases and survived epidemics. And I'm sure with the data research, this one to share parts. The chairman, I understand that over 20 actuals have been received. I want to thank the researchers for submitting their work and being available to present either physically or through Zoom to share their work with fellow researchers. But those who are make this event possible, and we are grateful to you. I hope you will view all the decisions and all necessary. Objectively, I welcome you to Annual Interdisciplinary Conference taking place at the city campus of the University for Development Studies, and we look forward to a successful conference. I wish you well. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Vice Chancellor. Now, can we put our hands together once again for I'd like to thank our Vice Chancellor for his commitment and support to the activities of IIRaCS. This is very much well appreciated. We will move on to the next item on our agenda, and that is summary remarks for the Director of IIRaCS.
Thank you very much, MC. Prof Chair, the Vice Chancellor, Professor Gabriel A, the representative of the Pro Vice Chancellor, Professor Sekyere, the Dean of Faculty of Natural Resources, Professor Alhassan, the immediate past Pro Vice Chancellor and the former Director of IIRaCS, Professor Alhassan, the media, the invited guests, our colleagues, lecturers, and deans present, all honorable observers. I just want to give a brief remark of this conference, and good morning to you all. On behalf of IIRaCS and the organizing committee, I would like to add my voice to the Vice Chancellor to welcome you once again to the 15th edition of this conference. Mr. Chairman, this conference started as interfaculty lecture, as Vice Chancellor has already indicated, in 2005. It was aimed at creating a platform for faculty and senior staff of the university to share their research proposals and findings, for comments and suggestions from experts to enable them fine-tune them and save them for dissemination and publication. The responsibility of organizing this conference has always been on IIRaCS, with support from the university since its inception. Considering the complex nature of UDS then, in terms of its multi-campus nature and the multiplicity of programs. The interfaculty lectures used to rotate to all campuses annually. As the university grew and became more diverse, the interfaculty lectures were upgraded to Interdisciplinary Conference in 2012 and kept on rotating around all the campuses. In 2014, with suggestions from various campuses and participants, it was renamed Annual Interdisciplinary Conference. This was to reflect its real sense and to satisfy the international demand to participate in the conference. Over the years, we have participation from countries like Nigeria, America, Europe, South Africa, Kenya, and the rest. Most of them were students or PhD who were doing their studies in these countries. Ladies and gentlemen, when it was interfaculty lectures, we were not bothered about thematizing the conference because it was difficult to get a team that would be all-encompassing to serve the needs of our colleagues from the various faculties and campuses because they were our primary target. You can imagine that UDS has the sciences, the social sciences, the health allied science, and all those things. It was very difficult to get a team that would satisfy everybody. Now the interdisciplinary conference. It became an interdisciplinary conference, as I mentioned, in 2014 with the same target but expanded mandate. The need to get a suitable team that would serve our diverse clients, the clients, still goes on. This influences the kind of general and broad-based themes we always propose, usually after a lengthy consultation and deliberation. This year's theme, for instance, good governance, science and innovation for sustainable development under COVID-19, for instance, is to create opportunity for presenters from all different backgrounds. So this is why we always try to get a kind of team that would be so general to enable everybody to fit in. COVID-19 and AIC. Mr. Chairman, ladies and gentlemen, many academic programs have been cancelled this year due to COVID-19. We also nearly cancelled this program because we were just wondering how we could bring people from various places together without breaking the protocols of COVID-19. As you can see, we have made the necessary arrangements to observe the COVID-19 protocols. In order to reduce congestion, we have created a Zoom link for those who want to participate virtually. This has been shared with all those who want to participate from their places of work. We also reduce the intake because we receive over 50 abstracts, but we process only 30 for the conference in order not to breach the COVID-19 protocols. Opportunities for publication. Mr. Chairman, ladies and gentlemen, we want to assure all presenters and authors, especially those who want to publish their papers, that there are 3 journals available for their papers. These include our own Ghana Journal of Interdisciplinary Research. These are available for those who want to publish their papers after presentation. Appreciation. On behalf of the organizing committee, the entire staff of IIRaCS and the university, we thank all the referees, volunteers, paper authors and presenters. We are also very grateful to the registrar, the VC, and the entire university community for their various support. We are also very grateful to the immediate past directors of IIRaCS for their technical advice and support they continue to provide us. Last but not least, we express our heartfelt thanks to the speakers of keynote speeches and invited guests who, in spite of their busy schedule, manage their time and have kindly agreed to deliver highly stimulating talks. We feel that this is an exceptionally high-quality technical event, but you must judge that for yourself. We do hope you have a most fruitful presentation and discussion. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
Thank you very much, Director of IIRaCS, for your remarks. We will, at this point, I think we've been talking for the past 30 or so minutes. We want to ginger ourselves a bit by introducing the cultural interview so that we prepare ourselves a bit. And so, Patrick, please, it's your turn to come. thank you very much, Dr. Crew, for the lively display that you just gave us. We are most grateful. We will now like to take the keynote address from Pro Vice Chancellor. Unfortunately, it is not able to join us now. We are inviting in the person of Professor Alhassan to deliver his keynote address.
Thank you very much, MC. And like you said, I'm representing the Pro Vice Chancellor. So all the things that I'm going to say are from him. No addition, no subtraction. I have gone through and everything inside is perfect and on point. Mr. Chair, with your permission, all protocols observed. Greetings from the office of the Pro Vice Chancellor. And I continue. Mr. Chairman, I am delighted, especially as a keynote speaker, to be part of the 2020 Annual Interdisciplinary Conference organized by IIRaCS. I understand this program is celebrating 10 years of successfully creating a platform for sharing scientific knowledge across various disciplines for the purpose of achieving integrated social development. Mr. Chairman, the theme for this year's conference is good governance, science, and innovation for sustainable development under COVID-19, and of which I have been given the singular honor of delivering the keynote address. This theme is a blend of several academic disciplines and anchored on the current uncertain situation of life. To be able to deliver the keynote address, Mr. Chairman, it is divided into three. First, Mr. Chairman, with your permission, I want to look at the issue of science, technology, and innovation. Mr. Chairman, science, technology, and innovation are the bedrock for the development of every society and have also been noted by the UN to be the essential ingredient for economic development and for social progress. Because of this, Mr. Chairman, in 2011, Ghana, under the auspices of the United Nations Conference on Trade and Development and the World Bank, undertook a science, technology, and innovation policy review for the country. The review reported on several areas, including organizations, institutions, policies, and linkages that characterize Ghana's innovation systems, performance of the research and development systems, role played by STI in particular industries of the economy, example, food, agro-processing, traditional and herbal medicine. It also captured issues on modernizing agriculture and potential of information and communication technologies. Mr. Chairman, presently, innovation hubs as well as science and technology parks are gaining prominence, especially in developing countries such as ours. Of course, Ghana has moved to become a lower middle income country. But what is the essence of all these reviews on science, technology, and innovation? Without good governance, all the reviews will come to naught. And therefore, Mr. Chairman, the second is on good governance. And good governance has been looked at from several perspectives. And all the perspectives captures very essential things, including the manner power is exercised in the management of a country's economic and social resources. Mr. Chairman, in 1994, other attributes of good governance were introduced, including accountability, strong civil society participating in public affairs, and the almighty rule of law. And therefore, to be able to implement scientific research, scientific knowledge on STI, good governance is key. Mr. Chairman, sustainable development. All of us will agree that we can't consume today and forget about tomorrow. And therefore, to use science, technology, and innovation to have the pillars of good governance, we must also think of the future. And therefore, this thing will not have been more appropriate. But to achieve sustainable development, of which all of us are mandated for it to be featured in all development policies, Mr. Chairman, without science, without technology, and without innovation, achieving sustainable development will be a mirage. And more importantly, without good governance, all the good research, all the good innovations will come to nothing. As those of us in academia continue to research, continue to play our role in the knowledge economy, Mr. Chairman, we have to be mindful of the fact that everything we do is backed by science. It's backed by technology and professes innovative solutions. If we do all this and development is not sustained, then all that we have done, Mr. Chairman, have not yielded the needed results. Now to almighty COVID-19. Mr. Chairman, all the gains that have been made by science, technology, and innovation, and all the gains that are being made in the front of sustainable development has been or is almost being eroded by COVID-19. For example, since the advent of COVID-19, the way old protocols are organized have now been cancelled or reduced. Therefore, all of us are here without a policeman, but we all have our nose mask on, except me. Mr. Chairman, good governance means that people are able to take decisions on their own. But because of COVID-19, cities were locked down, shops were closed, industries were closed, and people have been rendered unemployed. It means that COVID is almost eroding all the gains that good governance has brought. But what role will science play in COVID? Since the advent of COVID-19, every speech delivered by every well-meaning citizen in the world is based on science. So when the president of Ghana speaks, he says his decisions are based on science and data. Everybody is crying for medication for COVID-19. People are frantically looking for vaccine for COVID-19, and all of these are based on science. In fact, Mr. Chairman, the protocols for developing vaccine have been sidestepped and innovative ways are being sought for in order to bring a vaccine for COVID-19. Why is Russia, China, and the people of Oxford rushing to produce COVID-19 vaccine? Because they want sustainable development that has been derailed to come back on track. How do we as academics feature in all these? How do we as an institution feature in all these? And how do we as a country feature in all these? Mr. Chairman, it is imperative that as the developed world race for vaccine, we in Ghana begin to look for innovative ways of providing funding for research. Funding not only for research, funding for innovative research. On the basis of this, Mr. Chairman, I want to make a clear call to the government and all development parties that special funding be set aside. We've been talking about the National Research Fund, we've been talking about the 2% of the oil revenue, we've been talking about the 10% of the gas fund, we've been talking about the 3% of the mineral and the natural resource royalties fund. Mr. Chairman, I would want to conclude that these may not be enough, but we urge the government that it can be a starting point, and the earlier it is implemented, the better it will be for scientific knowledge development. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Prof. Sekyere, representative of the Pro Vice Chancellor, for the excellent keynote address delivered. I'm sure wherever Prof. Abdulai will be, we appreciate your efforts. And in actual fact, the next item on our program is the Regional Ministerial Success. We have been in touch with the office. We have reached consensus on their participation. But this morning we'll be reaching out to them to know what the state of our invitation is and not getting anything at this point. So we'd like to apologize on behalf of the office of the Regional Minister for their inability to join us today. We will reach out to them later, the office, and then maybe I would like to follow it. So on this note, I would like to give opportunity to the chairperson to give us his social remarks before we can then continue the rest of the program. Mr. Chairman?
Thank you very much. I want to congratulate that on the time anniversary. I didn't know that today is the 10th anniversary. Is that right? This year. I heard it from the... Oh, you're not coming. So, maybe you're here to celebrate. So let me keep quiet about it. A lot has been said, but I'm sure that it will not hurt if I attempt to remind us of a few things that have been said. The VC reminded us that higher education institutions are supposed to provide skilled labor. I'm sure we are doing just that based on our mission and vision. And I also support the idea of giving us copies of the conference report, compact, rolled hard, and soft, since the soft can go wider. We can use both so that we do a reference for us. You mentioned that governance issues are even more relevant now that we are in an election year. And we all know how far we have come as a democracy, how much we cherish what the democracy has brought us, and the danger that derailing that democratic process can pose. So it makes the governance aspect of the team very relevant, as we said. And he indicated that it will be good to have to harness our expertise to obtain a cure for COVID-19. Unfortunately, we all think that the cure should come from somewhere else. I think that we should also think, begin to look at finding the cure within our country. Who says we cannot? I know some efforts have been made by some institutions within the country. I believe that even within UDS, we can make some efforts. Yes, COVID-19 has taught us that it is possible to work from anywhere. It is possible to work across boundaries, whether physical or whatever. And Zoom conference, I believe, has come to stay. So I join everyone in congratulating you for taking this very good initiative, having the conference, and making it possible for participation via Zoom. I'm also commending you for the Ghana Leicester Expenditure Epidemic Control System with the VC machine. Then the director gave us a history, a brief background of this conference, indicating that it started way back in 2005 as an interdisciplinary lecture series and was eventually transformed into the Annual Interdisciplinary Conference, which we are participating in at the moment. He mentioned that there were 50 abstracts which were received, but 30 have been accepted. And one would have expected that you accept all the 50, since the rest will present by Zoom, because we have innovated to accommodate all of them. So I would say if it's not too late, people can present, you can give them the link to do so by Zoom. On the Pro Vice's keynote address given us by our newest professor, Professor Sekyere. If I would say it's one of the shortest keynotes but loaded address I have seen. So let's commend him for that. Yes, science, technology, and innovation is essential for economic development. And that is why we need to have more innovation hubs and also technology parks. A UDS example is the Innovation Business Incubation and Innovation Center, which is just at the back there. So UDS is doing some of that already. Good governance is essential for development. After all, no matter what interventions you have, if there is no good governance, you will not come and you will not achieve your vision. And of course, without science, technology, and development, science, technology, and innovation, we cannot develop in a sustainable way. And we are reminded that COVID-19 has eroded the gains, or some of the gains that we have made over the years. But there is hope that if we use the existing facilities, knowledge, whatever we have at our disposal, we can come out with a vaccine or a cure for the disease and make it possible once again to develop along the lines that we want to go. I like the last comment, the recommendation that you made, which is that funding should be provided for research. We have spoken about this on a number of occasions, and now I've participated in several conferences. One, a few days ago, and if you see the allocations that various countries, including some developing countries, are making for research, you will have people are giving chunks of their GDP for research, that we are still dancing around the issue. COVID-19 has reminded us that if we don't take research seriously, only God knows how far we can go. So I'll join in saying that our government should take the issue of providing funding for research. And we are talking of serious funding, good money for good research. If you don't provide good money, you cannot do good research. So I'm joining in the appeal that government should consider giving us the universities, the tertiary institutions, the research institutions, very good money, equipping us properly to do good research. So that one day we will not be taking unawares. For COVID-19 has opened our eyes, and if we decide to close them, who knows, maybe tomorrow it will not be possible to open our eyes and see what is happening around us. On this note, I want to say thank you once more for your cooperation and with your support. Successfully, I hope, drive the function to an end. Thank you, Director Abdulai.
Thank you very much for Sowley. I am glad that my introduction and then also my confidence in your leadership capacity